Okay, my objective here is really to read out loud. I'm going to just read an article. That's my assignment for today. And I'm going to read it out from a very well-known book. The author of the book is Beth Courier.
Okay.
It's a very, very interesting article. Okay, so I'm just going to read out, and hopefully you'll like it. So this article is all about different models to verbal communication. Okay, I highly recommend you read this on your own. Here are some of the highlights. The models at a high level are as follows. Explanation model. Used when you are explaining something to someone, you need to first give the problem and then give the solution. It is important not to swap the two, right? Agreement model. Used when you have explained and now the person you're communicating with agrees with you. You need to reinforce the agreement by saying you're right or something similar and expand on when they are right to agree with you. Okay? The next is the closure beyond agreement. Used after you have communicated the points you wanted to make and obtained agreement. Closure model consists of reviewing the points followed by a proposed course of action. The next model is reservation doubt model. Used when a person you're communicating with doesn't believe either the problem you have stated is a real problem or that the solution you gave will work. At this point, you don't want to get emotional. First, you need to reassure the person their reservations or the doubt is something you care about. Then you need to substitute the problem by reiterating, but making sure to elaborate on the reasons why it's a real problem. The next is conflict confusion model. Used when a person you are communicating with has questions, confusions, and conflict. First, rephrase the person's question. You are concerned with ABC issue. Make sure you say it in a way that is respectful. Get to the heart of the issue. If they say no, I'm concerned with something else, then rephrase that concern. Make sure you really understand their concerns clearly. Once they agree that you have rephrased their question correctly and then you can answer, clarify or minimize that concern exactly. When you minimize their concern, you do it by reviewing the alternatives to the use of your solution. Show that your solution outweighs the cost of not doing your solution. Okay. The last is a query model. Used if the person you're communicating with just says no to your request without any information, then you need to use a query model. An indirect probe is saying, oh. If they still say no without giving any more information, then you should start guessing what their concern might be. Stay respectful at every stage of the interaction. Let's look at some role playing with two of our architects. The situation is that system being developed needs a new hardware. The architect wants the director to approve the request. So that's a situation, and I'm trying to read out how that's going to play around. So John comes to Ralph. Ralph is the director. Hi Ralph, I came to talk about the hardware you said you would meet me about. Yes, come in, sit. We need to buy a more powerful server as I have laid out in my email I sent you. We just bought that hardware 2 years ago. I don't want to buy hardware that we don't need. You think I didn't check if we really need the hardware? Well, I don't understand why we need more. If we don't get it, the new system is not going to work. So it's like a conflict. We don't have any budget for new hardware. You only care about the budget. Yes, that's right. I don't think our upper management will approve extra expense. Our upper management is never going to understand what we're trying to do here. This project is going to fail. I try to save it. I don't understand why you need new hardware, John. The hardware isn't fine enough, is not fast enough to support the new demand of our customer service reps. Oh, I didn't realize that. Did you really try to get the hardware to work? Of course. Well, I'm not sure we have the budget. Oh well, you'll see it at the launch. And it doesn't work. Why don't you come back with some proof when you have some proof? Whatever. Now let's look at the same situation with someone using correct model. In this model, as you saw, we swapped the problem and solution. The guy comes in and tells the solution first. So I'm going to swap it and go with the correct approach. Susan is another architect and she's going to approach Ralph for the same problem. Susan. Hi Ralph. Verify this is a good, Hi Ralph, is this a good time to discuss the hardware for the new system? Yes, come in, sit. The new system will be used by all 500 of our customer representatives constantly throughout the day to meet aggressive goals of the response times of our customers. We need to have a system that exceeds our current hardware limitations. The Director of Customer Service has clearly given us response time requirements. We have tested the current hardware with new software and it is not meeting those response times. To handle the type of traffic, we need to buy a more powerful server, as I have laid out in the email I sent you. We just bought that hardware 2 years ago. I don't want to buy hardware that we don't need. We certainly don't want to buy hardware we don't need. Exactly. Here is what we are up against. We have a robust software that will be collecting a lot more data and responding a lot quicker with customer service representatives than our current software. We just can't handle the type of transaction within the requested time response using our current hardware. Our best techs have tested it with a variety of configurations. It's taking well over the acceptable time limits to meet our requirements. We don't have any budget for hardware. Let me make sure I understand. Your concern is with the budget for the hardware? Yes, that's right. I don't think our upper management will approve that extra expense. Okay, so you are worried that we don't get approval from our upper management. Right. So the alternatives is that we deliver a system that doesn't allow our company to meet its response times, that will stop us from winning the best customer service award we are applying for. If you are worried about getting approval, I can put the business case together to upper management so that they will understand the issues and what is at stake. My end of year is based on us getting the award for the customer service. Good point. If we don't get the fastest server, we won't be able to win that award. And that award will really get us a lot of press coverage and put us ahead of our competition. That's so true. So to get this hardware to assure we meet our response goals, you can click accept on the hardware ordering site and I will send you all the documentation that's needed around the business case. Okay, I'll approve it. And if they ask, then we can send them your documentation. Thanks for being so thorough in this. Glad to do it, Ralph. Thanks for the time and have a good afternoon. So that's the explanation of how you do it in the right way when you're communicating with people. So with that, I want to go back to our, let's say, that's my